welcome to Tea with Honey. It's your girl HoneyDaVinci and I'm back with another video. Tonight we'll be doing another segment of the review where I critique and cover all of my favorite TV shows, and you can even suggest videos below. Tonight we'll be discussing Black Ink Crew New York Season 8, Episode 18. The show starts off where it left off, with C's being in the shop with the crew and the producers coming to him to tell him about the incident with Sky and Des. Now, just for a little recap, on the last episode, Sky and Des got into a really heated fight when he popped up on her to reconcile their differences. She blatantly disrespected him and he blatantly disrespected her. But apparently, the fight escalated and other people were hurt. So basically, the producers came and told C's that Sky and Des got into a real fight, like it got physical, and not only did Des get hurt, but probably a camera crewman or someone in the scenes behind the scenes got hurt. So she's suspended. So he comes in and breaks the news to the cast, and everyone's asking him, what does that even mean? So he's letting them know that, hey, what that means is she's off the show, and for the time being, they don't know whether or not she's coming back. After that, it cuts to the scene where C's and his stylist, Q, which is, you might have seen him, he's the gay guy with the blonde hair, black, and, you know, he's the one that's always with C's baby mom, Q. So C's and Q's goes to sit down with Councilman Carnegie. I believe that's his name, Councilman Carnegie. And at the dinner, they're talking about voting, and C's breaks down how he's never voted before. Just like a lot of other black people, we tend not to vote because we don't feel like our vote counts. And so that's what C's was breaking it down to Councilman Carnegie and letting him know that, you know, he just felt like there was no point in him voting. He felt like it was really just a scam for politicians to make money. And once they get their vote from you, they get to make money off of you and then don't even commit to the promises they made to get your vote in the first place. So that was a pretty deep talk. While this is going on, Donna, Tati, and Bay are at a hookah lounge, and they're just having like a girls' night. And Bay notices that Donna and Tati are being, you know, really flirty. They're throwing subliminals, like sexual subliminals at each other. And, you know, it's always kind of hard to pinpoint with friends. But this was pretty blatant. So that's why Bay's hairs were standing up. Because, you know, us as girls, you know, we might ask our friend, like, hey, does my ass look fat in these jeans? And, you know, our friend might slap our ass and say, yeah, girl, you look great today. You know, or we might have our bra on in front of our friend and be like, hey, can you unbuckle this for me? And our friend might unbuckle it for us. We might walk around topless around our friends. For straight men, it's different, you know. They're not going up to their straight friend and asking him like, hey, how does my bulge look in these boxers? You know, they don't do those type of things. But for us girls, we might do this type of things and literally have no interest sexually with our friends at all. So Bay's like, okay, it's a little weird, because Tati's over there like, yeah, you know, I don't want to date any guys at Black Ink anymore either. And then that's when Donna looks at her and makes a smirk. And then she's like, yeah, well, guys. And it was just like this eerie, like, it was actually kind of gross because, you know, Donna, no, not Tati. No. But anyways, at the same setting, Donna starts talking about how C's is really tripping with demoting everyone, and she feels like the reason he's doing all of this is because he's still tripping off of Kitty. And basically, Tati takes this as a moment to just start going in on Kitty. Now, me personally, I just feel like Tati just doesn't like Kitty. I feel like she's never liked Kitty because I feel like Kitty intimidates Tati. And I've seen it a million times before. Like, girls like Kitty rub certain females the wrong way. Like, females who are insecure or just can't stand to see a strong, confident woman who's beautiful, who's success oriented, who's, you know, just fabulous. They get intimidated, and you literally don't have to do anything for them not to like you. All you have to do is just walk in the room and they give you dirty looks. They roll in their eyes and just like, and it's like, girl, what did I do besides appear? And I feel like Tati's one of those females because she's had it out for Kitty for a long time. Like, before, when, you know, Kitty made the joke about Bae's mom, which was clearly a joke. And Tati brought the news back to Bae, but made it seem like Kitty was talking crap about Bae's mom, when it was like clearly a joke, and it was a harmless joke at that. So ever since then, I noticed that Tati has it out for Kitty, and I never really understood why, but I think it's because she's intimidated by Kitty, because Kitty has always managed to kind of stay out of the drama. She had a few incidents here and there, but none nearly as many as Tati, as Donna, you know, even as Bae. Kitty has had maybe two, maybe three fights tops. I know she had one with Duchess, and I know she had one with the girl who came to the shop trying to become the brand ambassador that one time. Other than that, I don't remember any other fights that Kitty has been in. So she's managed to stay out of this drama for many seasons, and I think that probably rubbed Tati the wrong way, because it's like, oh, she thinks she better than everyone. You know, that's a hater's first thing to say. She thinks she better than everyone, you know? So she's going off about Kitty, about how Kitty is, oh, I'm not surprised Kitty ran to Chicago instead of coming to New York and dealing with her problems here. Girl, why she gotta stay in New York with y'all? She not fucking with y'all. Why would she stay in New York? She's not fucking with y'all. She got fired because of you, because you ran around telling C's that you saw them have sex. As if Kitty would sleep with a nigga in front of you. Like, let's be real. She would not do. I can't picture that. It might have happened. You know, I wasn't there either. But I highly doubt that Ryan would sleep with Kitty in front of anyone. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. I doubt it. And I just feel like Tati's a hater. That's the vibe I get from her. She's a hater, you know. And rightfully so. Kitty is fabulous. But anyways, so it's very apparent that Tati has influenced Bae, and she's influenced Donna as well, because now it's like they're not fucking with Kitty no more. And it's sad, because they really had a really sincere, genuine friendship. And Kitty has been there for them every time anything has happened. And, you know, now they done turned their back on Kitty. And it's kind of sad. Alright, after that happened, Crystal and Q links up. Now, Crystal is another hater. Oh, I'm sorry. I just can't stand Crystal. I don't like her. I'm sorry, I don't. And it's just, I'm even talking about her because I don't like her. And I just can't stand a hating ass bitch. I just can't. I just cannot. Because, just a quick recap. Crystal is C's baby mom. Last season, Crystal got jaw surgery. So, you know, prior to her getting jaw surgery, you rarely saw Crystal on Black Ink ever. You know, she might make a cameo every once in a blue. Probably once the entire season you might see Crystal. Maybe twice on a good season. Other than that, there really was never any reason for Crystal to be on Black Ink because she doesn't work at the shop, and C's, you know, never really gave her that time on television. Then once she gets her jaw surgery done, you know, she was interacting with Q a lot, and Q again is C's stylist, and you know, C, it really was Q's fault for basically gassing her up. But basically Q gassed up Crystal and made her feel like she had the opportunity to get C's back, which she never not had the opportunity to get C's back. You're the baby mom. You know what I mean? Like, if you want them, you can have them. Like, girl, if C's wanted you, he would have you. He doesn't want you. And Crystal blames Kitty for the fact that C's doesn't want her. And once she gets the jaw surgery, she feels like she has this new personality. She's not the old insecure Crystal. She's the new Crystal. She's the Crystal who is, you know, fabulous, and the new Crystal who can have any man she wants. You know, that's the type of energy she was giving off. And she wasn't going to let Kitty stand between her and her family because Kitty is some old sleep with anyone to get to the top type of female. These are the things that she's telling the Q. Meanwhile, Kitty literally hasn't been doing anything. She hasn't been doing anything. She's literally probably had the best reputation on Black Ink. Out of all the other females, Kitty probably had the best reputation. And it was just like, you know, it's just like a pure moment of hating going on. So at the LEI Caesars grand opening, Crystal pops up with her jaw mask because, again, she had worked it on her face. And that's when Kitty finds out from Bay that, you know, Q told I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. Q told Bay that Crystal had been talking mad crap about Miss Kitty, and Kitty did the most mature thing possible. She made the decision that, okay, I'm not having a conversation with this girl. There's nothing for us to talk about. She's been clearly going around saying a lot about me behind my back, and there's nothing for us to talk about. If she feels that strongly, she can just stay away from me, because at the end of the day, who is she really besides Caesar's baby mother? But Crystal is looking for a storyline, and she decides that she wants to press Kitty. So she goes up to Kitty on some, oh, it was just so fake. She just goes up to Kitty like, hey girl, why you sitting over here looking all sad? Like, girl, you, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was just so fake. Pretty much, Kitty avoids the drama and just leaves. And then Crystal goes running after her. So this scene right here with her and Q, they're recapping on that, because they haven't seen each other since that incident happened. And Kitty and Crystal almost got into a fight at the prom. So, you know, Q's asking her, like, how do you feel after the prom and the fight with Kitty? And Crystal's just like, oh, you know what? I'm good off of that. You know what? I realized that I thought something was going to happen, but I guess it's never going to happen. C's didn't have my back, and we're supposed to be family. Have your back, girl. You are just his baby mother. If he sees you going out of your way to start drama for no reason, why does he have to have your back? Because you had a baby by him? No, girl. You're going to have to give him a real reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if Kitty out here doing the most, disrespecting you for no reason, then I'm 100% sure that C's, Donna, the whole cast would have hopped on Kitty's ass if that was the case. But that wasn't the case. You literally made something up in your head. You let Q gas you up. And now you press because not only did C's not have your back, he had your ass escorted out. Now look at your ass. Dumb, da-dum, dumb, dumb. But anyways, so that's when Q, and you know, I don't really like Q because of the whole situation with Crystal, but I feel like this episode really let me get to know him a little better. And I really enjoyed the sit down he had where he broke down to Crystal about how his mom was coming to town and how he was really anxious about it because he, like many other gay men and women, sometimes don't have families that support them, and all they're just trying to do is be themselves. And he was saying how he's very anxious about it because, you know, he moved out of his house when he was 15 because his mom did not accept him being gay, and it was against her house rules for him to be gay. And it was a very vulnerable moment for Q, and it was nice to see that side of him because prior to that, you know, we never really saw Q much unless it was him gassing up Crystal for some BS with Kitty. So it was nice to really see that side of him and to get to know him a little better and to know his background and where he came from. After that, it pans over to the shop. And, you know, everything's been pretty down in the dumps ever since Sky's been suspended. You know, C's hasn't really been in the mood to interact with the cast, and you know, he's just been kind of down, and everyone's been pretty down because, you know, as crazy as Sky is, she is a key member to the shop. She's like the heart of the shop, you know what I mean? Her and Donna are like the heart of the shop. I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm getting better, you guys. I feel a lot better. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea because I need to. I'm gonna take 2 sips because that was pretty good. It's just so refreshing when you're sick and you just take a sip of some nice warm tea to just, you know, revitalize you and just get you back in the mode. But anyway, so Walt, you know, Walt is the comedian of the show. He's been on the show since day one. Walt decides, you know, let's liven things up. So he tries to make the cast laugh. So what he does is he goes out, since, you know, Tati was demoted to receptionist, he gets her headset and they're all making fun of her. And she's so tight. She's so tight about it. Then he starts handing out, you know, name tags for the group and everyone's laughing. And then Donna and Vagina Slayer come in and he's like, Donna, you know, everyone's got their name tag, but I got something extra special for you. So she's looking like, what is it? So he pulls out a bag, and inside the bag, he pulls out a shirt that says apprentice on it, but it doesn't say apprentice. It says apprentice. When I tell you, I was dying laughing. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard because it said apprentice, because Donna doesn't know how to spell and she messed up on the tattoo, so it was just hilarious. She was pissed. She went off. She was devastated. Then, to rub it in even more, he's like, you know what? He pulls out this microphone. He's like, you know what? Let's have a spelling bee. And he's like, Donna, spell encyclopedia. So she gets all mad. And she's like, oh, you guys are dragging it now. Oh, whatever, whatever. And then that's when Teddy's like, oh, I got a word for you, Donna. Spell perseverance. And then that's when Donna gets real serious and, you know, starts destroying stuff in the shop. Then, you know, after that situation happens, you know, C's meets up with, you know, the guys, and he decides that he wants to make an event where he encourages people to go out and vote, because him, Walt, and Teddy had a conversation where they were just talking about voting, and Teddy had said he's never voted because he went to jail, and because he's a felon, he believed that he was not able to vote. And so C's broke it down to him like, you know, that's a lie they tell a lot of felons, because they don't want them to vote, and they want them to believe that because they went to jail that their rights were taken away. So C's, it was like he had an epiphany where he decided that, you know what, we need to bring awareness to this, so let's hold an event where we encourage people to come to Brooklyn and vote, and we educate people, felons and all, on what they can do to vote and steps to go about voting. So that's what they did, and I thought that was really nice. That, you know, I love seeing C's when he's on his business shit, and I love seeing C's when he's on his, using his influence, using his platform to push an agenda for positivity, you know? Because it's a lot of times we watch shows and it's just negativity the entire show. And one thing I will say with Black Ink Crew, yeah, there's negativity. Yeah, there's fighting. But there's not one season that they have where they don't put some type of awareness for something, where they don't have some type of education, even when it's just based on people's background stories. Just like with the situation with Q. It's like Q's explaining to us what life can be like for a gay man in America. He's explaining how he had to leave his house at 15 just because he wanted to be himself. It's things like that can really open people's eyes and educate people. So, back to what I was speaking about. C decides he wants to throw an event. Now, like I was telling you before, when they were making a joke about Donna not being able to read, she got really upset. You know, at first it was alright, you guys are dragging it, but by the end of the conversation, she was really upset. So she had stormed out, and the next time we see Donna, she's sitting down with Bae, and she's breaking down and she's crying. And I hate seeing Donna cry because she's really just a genuine person. You know, she's a sweetheart. Like, I can just tell from watching the show that Donna is genuinely a sweetheart, and she just loves Black Ink so much. And I really notice how C's ragging on her all the time, and people constantly making jokes about her work is really affecting her. So she was crying and breaking down to Bae about how she's just tired of being disrespected and tired of not being respected like everyone else. It's like they treat her like a little sister, and this is toxic behavior that's really typical and, you know, the Black community, where we treat siblings really bad sometimes. Not all the time, but a lot of times it's like, you know, we're brothers and sisters, you just treat them like shit, man. And, you know, I'm not even going to say that it's most of the time, because I know a lot of healthy Black families, but just a small percentage of the families that, you know, just treat their brothers and sisters like shit, and then you're told, like, yeah, that's your brother, or yeah, that's your mom, or yeah, you know, even though this person treats you like this, you know, they don't mean it like that because that's your family member. You know, a person might tell you like you're a piece of shit, and then they're like, well, you know, I didn't mean it like that because I'm your cousin. And it's like, no, like, stop talking to me like that. So I feel like that's kind of the situation that Donna's in. It's like they constantly treat Donna like crap, and they don't even mean it to be like they're treating her like crap. They just want her to just accept it and just understand, like, you know, we love you. Even though we treat you like crap, we love you. So just get over it. She'll be fine. She'll be fine later. And now it's like really weighing on her because it hurts her. It's hurting her, and they don't see it as that yet. And maybe she'll get the strength to like explain it to them instead of just leaving. Maybe she'll explain it to them how it's affecting her. But it was pretty sad. You know, seeing Donna cry is really sad because she's just a really outgoing, bubbly person or whatever. After that scene, it pans over to Q meeting with his mom. Ooh, girl, boy, sister, brother, cousin, whatever. This scene right here was so deep. Oh. So Q's mom comes to his house. She comes to see his apartment. And she's basically, looking around, asking him questions. And once they sit down after taking the tour of the place, Q tells her, just kind of like an icebreaker, like, hey, mom, I've been being more of myself out here, Like, I went to a gay club for the first time out here. And the mom's like, oh, I'm surprised you're doing all of this, Back home, you're more reserved, so I'm surprised you're just being out with it. And he's like, yeah, I know. It's because of you. When I was home, I wasn't able to be myself. I had to tone it down. She was like, you would tell me I need to tone it down. So I did that. And the mom was so narcissistic. Like, the mom was just blatantly a narcissist. Just blatantly. Like, she did not take ownership to anything. Like, literally nothing. He's telling her, you made me feel like I couldn't be myself. And she's sitting there like, no, you weren't following the house rules. And he's like, mom, the house rules where I couldn't be gay. That's who I am. And she's like, no, you were being rebellious and you chose to leave. And he was like, the house rule was I couldn't be gay and be in your house. That's who I am. So I had to leave. And she just blatantly didn't take any on. And she was even like making faces, like rolling her eyes while he was talking to her. And then, you can just tell that Q just wants a relationship with his mom. He just wants his mom to accept him. And he was basically telling her, like, now that you see that I'm successful and I'm on TV, he didn't say this verbatim, but that's what I got from what he was saying is, now that you see that I'm on TV and you see that I'm successful, this is something I want you to, this is a moment in my life I want you to share with me. I want you to be there for. So, and maybe it can make our bond closer. And it's just a sad reality that not even just for gay people, but people in general, a lot of times when parents don't accept you for who you are, or parents neglect you, or parents abandon you, they don't come back into your lives or treat you with respect or accept you for who you are until you're famous. And it's disgusting. And us as human, our natural instinct is, I just want my mom, I just want my dad in my life, and we're just so ready to forgive. Like, you know what? I know you didn't accept me when I was living in your household, but now that I'm successful, look at me now, mom. Look at me now. Do you love me now? And it's just artificial, As parents, you have to love your kids from the rip. You can have your rules, but don't make your rules so harsh that you're kicking your 15-year-old out into the streets just because they want to be who they are. That's not parenting. And then Q talked about how when he was in the streets at 15, he did what most 15-year-olds do once they get kicked out in the streets and have nowhere to go. They start prostituting. So he said how he was, in the streets going to tricks and just to get money. So you kicked your son out at 15 because he wanted to be himself, dress the way he wanted, and be gay. And now you've put your son into a position where he has to be a prostitute just to be himself. And that is just so sad and so disheartening. And it's just, I know way too many people who've been through things like that. I know a lot of gay guys who've been through similar stories. I know a lot of straight girls who've been through situations like that. I know a lot of gay girls who've been through situations like that. And it's just a sad reality. And it happens so often. Parents just kick their kids out 15 years old. And it's one thing if your kid is literally just wilding out, you know. And even then, it's like, damn, do you have to kick them out or get them help, you know? But it's another thing when your kid is literally just trying to be themselves. They're just trying to be themselves. They just want you to accept them for who they are. And to just kick them out into the streets because of it is just wild. That's just wild. But I'm glad that, you know, they had that topic on Black Ink Crew. You know, it was really eye-opening. And then the mom also expressed that she didn't have it in her at that time to accept him for who he was and how she is struggling as well. Girl. 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 What is wrong with people, yo? You're struggling too. You're struggling? Did you have to sell your ass to get money? No, you did not. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure your struggles are nowhere near the struggles your 15-year-old son was going through. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Like, why is it so hard for people to just admit that they are dead ass wrong? It's no harm in doing it. Say it with me. I apologize. I was wrong. It's very simple. And then, you know, you move on from there. Anyways. So then that's when C's hosts the event that he was planning on doing for the people who want to be educated or just want to vote. So the event was really nice. I liked how he, you know, had a whole bunch of people. He had the Councilman Carnegie there. And I liked it. It was really nice. He was going down, you know, the list with people. And, you know, Donna was there. Everyone from the cast was there. And everyone got tattoos on their arm that had the 13, and he said the reason he got the 13 was to represent the amendment that abolished slavery. So I thought that was cool. He said that was just like a first step. He's hosting the event for people who want to vote or register to vote. And while he's doing this, Teddy comes up to him and brings him a phone and tells him that, you know, this footage was sent to him straight from Chicago. And again, it was a video of Kitty and Ryan hugged up. And in the video, someone's saying, do you think C's is still laughing? C's gets so irate and upset, you know. And it just sucks because it seemed like C's was in high spirits, you know. Ever since Walt did the funny thing, it just seemed like C's was really building himself back up to having high spirits. And then it was just like, as soon as he starts getting happy again, boom, here comes Teddy with the bad news. So C's gets really upset, you know, and he declares war on Ryan Henry. Now, I don't know, because Ryan Henry is extremely sexy, and girl, C's gonna have to pick somebody else to declare war on, because no thank you, not Ryan, anyone else but Ryan. But but anyways, so yeah, C's gets really upset. He declares war on Ryan, which I can't wait to see. Honestly though, I can't wait to see it because I'm here. I am here for all of the mess. I'm here for all of it. I want to see what happens. I want to see, like, and it's so funny because, you know, C's never claimed Kitty. He never did. He always was one of those guys, you know, those guys who, I'm not looking for a relationship but want to have relationship benefits. He's one of those. And then now that Kitty is in Chicago, and I don't even know if Kitty is even really messing with Ryan. Maybe she's just doing whatever she's doing just to, you know, ruffle C's feathers. But it's working. And C's is mad, you know. Caesar's mad, so now he wants to say, oh, you know, since Ryan made his move first, now it's time for me to make my move. And I'm gonna take what he loves the most and take it from him. So are you saying Kitty was what you loved the most and Ryan took her from you? Is that what you're saying? King C's? Is that what you're trying to tell us? That Kitty was what you loved most? But I can't wait to see what happens, honestly. I can't wait. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, I have notes, so that's why I'm looking down. That's pretty much it that happened. Anything else, you'll just have to watch the episode and find out. Now, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And the notification bell will let you know whenever I post so that you can stay up to date on all of my videos. Thank you.